The Regression Files, Fantasy Football Week 11 Insights. As we hit Week 11, it's time to look at players who are either due for positive or negative regression in their fantasy production. Whether it's Justin Herbert set to heat up or Jared Goff's touchdown rate that's unsustainable. This space helps identify those poised for a change. Positive regression candidates. 1. Justin Herbert. Herbert has been efficient, ranking 4th in passing yards since Week 6. But his touchdown rate has been well below average at just 3.8%. Despite a run-heavy offense in Week 10, Herbert's volume and efficiency will likely come to the forefront in Week 11 against a vulnerable Bengals defense. He's poised for a big bounce-back performance and could be a locked-in QB1 this week. 2. Josh Jacobs, GB. Despite Green Bay's passing-heavy tendencies, Jacobs is seeing high-leverage touches, particularly in the red zone. However, he has only 3 rushing touchdowns so far, which seems due for correction. Against a Bears defense that struggles against the run, Jacobs should see more scoring opportunities in Week 11. 3. Davante Adams, NYJ. Adams has been frustrating with 132 yards and 1 touchdown on 24 targets over the past 2 weeks. However, his volume is undeniable, and with Aaron Rodgers trying to revive their connection, Adams should still be considered a WR1 going forward. He has too many high-valued targets not to break out soon. 4. Courtland Sutton, Den. Sutton is leading the NFL in air yards and has a solid connection with Russell Wilson. After a productive Week 10, he's primed for a strong finish to the season. His usage in Denver's offense continues to be high, making him a reliable fantasy asset. 5. Hunter Henry. Henry is New England's de facto WR1 at tight end. With consistent target volume since Week 6, he has a favorable matchup against the Rams in Week 11, and with New England likely chasing points, he could see more opportunities for fantasy production. Negative regression candidates. 1. Jared Goff. Goff's touchdown rate, 9.5%, is unsustainable. And with the Lions leaning more on the run game, his high TD efficiency is due for regression. Despite the flashy stats, Goff's touchdown production will likely dip back to his career average, making him a risky QB1 going forward. 2. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. MVS had a big game in Week 10, catching all 3 of his targets for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. However, his usage remains inconsistent, and with Chris Olave potentially returning soon, MVS's role could shrink. He's still a high-variance WR4, but his Week 10 success likely won't be repeated. 3. Jaden Reed. GB. Reed has been effective with his deep ball, but his target share remains low at 20% per route. With inconsistent volume, Reed isn't a reliable option in 12-team leagues, making him a boom or bust WR3 for fantasy purposes. 4. Mark Andrews. Andrews has been a touchdown machine lately, but his efficiency will regress, with 4 touchdowns on just 17 catches in the past 4 games. Andrews is due for negative touchdown regression, though he remains a valuable fantasy asset. Expect his red zone usage to remain high but his overall touchdown rate to normalize.